consultancies and consultancies as well as uh, outsourcing. Then we have the unit 12, that is interpersonal skills. So today as we are in the last class of the core paper of semester 5 human resource management, we will try to wind up our class with all the concepts which we have to finish in our syllabus. So as I told you, we will be first focusing on the block 4 last topic, that is total quality and productive management. Then we will move on to the last block, that is the block 5, where we will try to focus on the redressal of employee grievances, right sizing, consultancies, and outsourcing. Then we will move on to the last topic, that is interpersonal skills. So first we will just start our class with the block 4 topic of unit 9, total quality and productivity management. Now, what do we understand? What do we understand by the terms total quality and productivity management? Total quality management, total quality and product management is a process, or we can summarize it as a management system of citizen or customer focused organization that involves all employees in continuous improvement. That means that total quality and productive management, in simple terms, if we want to understand, we can just say that the whole focus of an institution, organization, or any body, it should be it focuses on the citizen, or we can say the customer. So all the organizations or the institutions, the main focus is to attract the citizens or to make the customers happy. So if we take the example of of a market, in a market, if we go to the market and we see n number of shops or the outlets, and each outlet or each shop comes out with a banner or some of the, and comes out with some boards saying that we have 50% off, we have 10% off, we are having better offers, 1+1 offers, or something or the other, which attracts the public or which attracts the customer. So now what does that mean? That every customer is important for that business or for that outlet. So that outlet or that shopkeeper or that shop will try to attract the customers, showing them this information offers, whereby bringing to increase their productivity, that is to increase their sales, to be in the market, to be in the market and to gain, and moreover to gain profit. So total quality management, total itself means that overall, when, and productivity, that is everything in an organization, that is, it might be the employees, it might be the management, it might be production, it might be the machines, whatever. If everything when it comes together to achieve the goal of attracting the customer and to gain profits, that is known as total quality and productivity management. That is, it is a continuous process, because every year, every time the market goes up and up, or sometimes it comes down. So the to be in the market, to have to gain more profits, these organizations every time they come up with better offers, better opportunities for the customers to buy their product. I can give you a better example of these is phones, the cell phones, what we are using today. Now it has become, the cell phones have become part of our life, as without a cell phone, a person cannot survive in today's scenario. So this can be this is a very we can say take an example where taking the advantage of the usage of these mobile phone companies, they are coming with more features, more better aspects, better technology, better inputs to attract the customers. Every year, these people, these brands, these companies come out with new feature brands, new feature products, or new phones, whereby to increase their to increase their product value, to increase the customers they are having. So this is a continuous process. So the total quality and productivity management is a continuous process of an organization to attract the customers. That is the focus of this organization is to attract customers, whereby in a very efficient manner. It is not that they doesn't want to work and they only just want profits. No, it is not like that. Everybody tries to move up the ladder, whereby concentrating on the works of the employees. So we can say that the total quality and productivity management plays a very important role in the achieving the results in the market. So now when we understand what is total quality and productivity management, we have to focus on the principles. What are the important principles of this total quality management? To name few, the first one we can say is total quality management focuses on the customers or the citizens. As I told you before, that the overall concept of an organization or a company or whatever it is, it has a focus, that is whom to address. That is, now as we have taken the example of the companies or all these, we can just take the example of the government sector as well. Now the governments which want to come to power, what they do, they just focus on the citizens, because the citizens are considered as the vote bank. To get better votes, to attract the people to give a vote to their party, the government or the opposition, whoever is contesting the elections, what they do, they focus on the citizens. That they give better, they promise better facilities, they promise many better actions in the way coming forward. So to attract these people, only this things work. So TQM focuses on customers or the citizens. Now, the second principle is employment involvement. Now, to achieve better results, to achieve better input, every employee should be given importance. To every employee should be given that consideration, and moreover, employee involvement has to be considered. That is, employee involvement is very important. Why? Because if all the employees does not work in a pleasant manner, or if there is no coordination, and if there is no good communication between all of them, then it can lead to misunderstandings. It can lead to we can say it can lead to less efficiency. It can lead to disturbances in the organization, whereby they might not get better results. And the third one is good communication. As I told you, employee employer relations, the organization market relations, and the inputs and the outputs, that is the market trends. All this, the commute, there should be a good communication. There should be no scope for miscommunications, or they should not give an aspect of we can say that there should not be scope for misunderstandings. So everything. Good communication, we can say that it is a bloodstream of an organization, because communication is a bloodstream, we can say. Why? Because it helps the organization when there is good communication. When there is good communication, and when there is a good flow of communication in the top ladder or in the hierarchy of the organization, that is from the top management to the employees, if the communication is a very better, then automatically things move on, things work in a better manner. So it is very, very important, and it is the most sorted out principle in this total quality and productivity management. Then we have another important one principle is involving top management, that is involvement of the top management. And in some organizations we see only the middle order or the people who work after the management, they or seniors, they only take some major decisions without the involvement of the top management, which might create some problems in the organization, because unless and until the decisions are being taken by the top management with the acknowledgement of the top management, then things will work in a very easy manner, and the top management will also feel that it is the prime important aspect in the working of the organization. So these are the few principles of total quality and productivity management, whereby every organization, if it wants to go for better results, if it wants to gain more and more profits, it has to keep in mind these basic principles. The basic principles can be that it should focus on the customer or the citizens, and the top management has to be involved in all the small decisions as well, or in the disputes or whatever things run in the, I mean, they have to be kept informed about the small things of the organization. They should not be involved only when there is a huge crisis or when there is a huge decision making which has to be taken place. So minute things also matter a lot in the working of the organization. So these are the important principles which we can say which will help the organization to get better results. Then we have the productivity management. The productivity itself, the word, the term itself explains us. What do we mean by productivity? Productivity is the efficiency and the effectiveness in how well the organization works towards the achievement of the result, that is known as productivity. Now, to bring about this efficiency and effectiveness, everybody might put their efficiency and might put their effectiveness in the achieving the results. But if everybody puts out their own efficiency and effectiveness without knowing what has to be put forward, without having the knowledge where to be put forward this efficiency, and how much have the parameters, how much, when, where, why, when these questions are not to be answered or when they are not being answered, then it is a waste of energy of the employees. So productivity refers to the state or the quality of being productive. Quality of being productive. We can say it is a measure of a person, a machine, or the system. So now we can take the example of a machine, productivity. Now we should that a machine has to be has it has to be systemized, or it has to be kept in an synchronized way, whereby aligned in a way such that it gives out good productivity. Means timeline, duration, how much production has to be done, when it has to be done, settings. I can give you a in a simple term, we can say the settings of the machine. How much, when, where, why, how, all these questions have to be answered to get a more productive way. That is efficiency. We can take the person as well. The person also, the person, when he has to put forward his efficiency, he has to know why he is putting, for whom he is putting, and what will be the outcome. Without knowing everything, he cannot use his productivity, because it might go in just it can be wasted. So total quality and productive management helps the organizations to achieve better results. So now this is all about total quality and productivity management. Then next we will move on to the block 5. In that we will talk about unit 10, redressal of employee grievances. Now what do we understand by the term employee grievances? The first word, employee. Employee is the workforce which contributes for the achievement of the organizational goals. The person who contributes for the organizational goal is termed as an employee. So this employee has some grievances. Now, so we can, what does this grievance mean? Employee grievance refers to the dissatisfaction of an employee with what he or she expects from the organization and its management. Now, I'll try to explain you this employee grievance with an example. That is, if an employee is working with that organization for more than 5 years. So, with the 5 years, in the 5 years of span, if his salary is not being increased, and if a person and that person is just waiting, loyal, and he is showing loyalty towards his organization, keeping hoping that the organization will reward them by giving them better pay or hiking their salaries. So with this they just contribute their work for the organizational goals. So with this, what happens? Every year, the employee waits and waits for the increment or the salary hike. But after few years, they might feel dissatisfied that as I am contributing for the organizational goals, but from the organization side, I am not being getting any reward or any hike in my salary. So this dissatisfaction prevails year by year, and that will turn into a grievance. So employee grievance is the dissatisfaction which prevails in the employee for when the organization does not address their problems, or when they does not address their issues. So this can be termed as employee grievances. Now, there are many types of grievances. So we will talk about few of the grievances. The first and foremost, if you see every organization, if you come across any organization, and if you ask any employee randomly, if you ask any employee, they say that I'm not getting the pay what I expected, or I was not being rewarded properly what I have done for the organization. Or this is means everywhere we see the major grievance is about the monetary one that I can give you, that we can say it is about compensation. In the last classes, we discussed about what is compensation. Compensation is compensating. That is, when an employee gives his man hours, his working hours to the organization to compensate that working hours which that employee has given to the organization will pay him like pay, salary, or remuneration. That is termed as compensation. So, the basic and the most important thing which we can say comes in the first list of these types of grievances is the compensation or the benefits. The benefits, they compare the employees, they compare the rewards or they compare the achievements with the other employees, with their colleagues, and they come to a conclusion and they feel grieved that the my colleague got all the benefits, but I am lagging behind. I am not getting all the benefits from the organization, or I am not getting all the benefits which I deserve. So this can lead to dissatisfaction amongst the employees, and slowly it might create some problems in the working of the organization, and it might also have a great impact in the achieving the results of the organization also. So we can say that the addressing these grievances from time to time, it is the prime responsibility of the organization. So, next, after compensation, we have the listen and listen well. Listen and listen well. Now, what does that mean? Listen and listen well. Listen and listen well. Listen is when an employee comes to the management with a grievance. Many times we see that the management will say, we are busy now, we will not listen to you now, we will listen to you later, or write it on a paper and give it to us, or just text me, I will go through it later on, or just email me your grievances, or just go and inform your manager, he will inform me. These are the where this will create a distance, a communication gap between the employer and the employee. So listening about the grievance, listening the grievance of the employee, only see this will create a impositive atmosphere. If the employee, when he goes to the management and tells them that I have a grievance, please listen to me, then automatically what happens? If the management listens to him, he will feel that, okay, management has given me the opportunity to put my grievance. This is a very good motivating factor for me. At least they have given me the chance to listen to my grievance. So this will help the employee to have a positive thought towards the organization. So, listening to the grievance is also one type of addressing the grievances. Then we have leaves, transfers, promotions. We come across that my friend has got a leave, sanctioning of the leave, but my leave was cancelled. I was trying for the transfer, and my friend has got the transfer order. These are types of grievances which will be haunting the employees, and we come across in each and every organization. And another important one is the workload. The workload is that how much the schedule and how many hours the employee is working. Comparable things, that if two people are working with the same work schedule, then the workload has to be, that is the time duration and the work given to them, assigned to them, should be equal. But at times we see that there will be a disparity of giving the workload, which will create some disturbances in the organization as well. So these are the types of grievances. Then we'll also talk about the guidelines. What should be the guidelines for effective grievances? That is, what should be the guidelines which have to be taken up by the organization to address these grievances? That is, the first and foremost one is to find permanent solutions. When now, for example, compensation, if we take compensation or if we take leaves, that that person has taken more leaves and his pay did not be cut, or I have taken less pay, less leaves, but my pay was cut. This type of things have to be addressed, and a permanent solution has to be come up by the organization, because now they might come up with stating that after 10 leaves, whoever takes more leaves, their pay will be having a cut. This can be a permanent solution. Then with that, what happens? There will be a message, or the message can be sent to the employee stating that, okay, after 10 leaves, my salary, if I take more leaves, my salary will have a cut. I will be losing money. I will be losing my salary if I take more leaves. This can be a very good permanent solution to address the grievances. So we can say that this is a very, very important one. Then effective communication. Effective communication is to have better aspects, where effective communication, that is, what has to be told, how it has to be said, and what has to be then, when, where, why, all this has to be communicated in a very, very effective manner. No matter what, whoever might be the employees, everything has to be addressed in a proper manner. So these are the very, very important grievances which had to be addressed, because for the working of the organization and to keep the organization keep going, or for better results, the organization has to keep in mind how to address the grievance. First, it has to try not to go for grievances. That is, it should take care of the employees such that the employee should not have grievances on a large scale, which will create a conducive atmosphere, we can say. So this can be some guidelines for effective grievances. Then we can move on to right sizing. Now, what do we understand by the term right sizing? Right sizing is a process of an institution reorganizing or restructuring its work by cost cutting or reduction of the workforce. Right sizing or downsizing. Right sizing can be also termed as downsizing. Now, what do we understand by this term downsizing or right sizing? Right sizing is reorganizing or restructuring of the organization, whereby cutting the employee, the number of employees. That is, for example, if the organization has 10 employees, and for the next coming 6 months, if it is not having so much of work to do, then it has to show the door for 2 employees. That is, because only 8 employees might have to have better work, or the workload might be for 8 employees. So the organization, what it will do, it will lay off the other 2 employees who might not be, who might have joined the organization very recently, who are not, or who are not performing very well with the organization. Then they can be laid off, and whereby the restructuring means these 8 employees will be taken into consideration, and the workload will be decided based on these 8 employees working structure. That is can be termed as right sizing or downsizing. Now, what are the key challenges which are being faced by these organizations when they go for this right sizing or downsizing? The key challenges, to name a few, we can come across. The first one is possibility of a branch of data security. Why? Because the people who have worked in the organization for some time, and if they are being shown the door, then, or if they are being laid off, then the information about that organization will be with that person. So that employee might use it against the organization. So this can be a very, very demotivating factor, which might create some disturbances in the working of the organization. So we can say that this might create hindrances in the working of the organization. So this can be a major challenge, that is possibility of breach of data security. So, and which will create some disturbances whereby the security due to might be the security of the organization might be at stake, and this can create some disturbances in the organization also. And then the second important one is the negative publicity. If the organization every year, if it is laying off the people, if it is showing door for many employees every year, in the market, it might get negative publicity. Negative publicity is, oh, every year this company is going for or laying off of the, or throwing away the employees, throwing away the employees. Then in the market, a negative publicity will come up, and actually when the company needs more and more employees, and when it tries to go for recruitment, then at that time this negative publicity might create some problem for the organization. Why? Because this many of them might think that this organization is not reliable. It might not give, it might not have means it will not keep the employees for future use, or it is not loyal to its employees. They just use the employees whenever they need them, and they throw away the employees. Means use and throw case might exist in the organization, and this negative publicity might create problems for the organization. So this can be a very, very demotivating thing for the from the perspective of the organization. So these might be the key challenges. Now, what might be the strategies of this for this right sizing? Because the organization cannot go with all these aspects, that throwing away the employees, or whenever it needs, it will take the employees and it will show the doors. That is, this might create some disturbances. So address these, the organizations too should come up with some strategies to address these right sizing process. Now, the most important one we can say is early retirement. Early retirement, that is, when the organization when the organization comes out with the when the organization comes out with this when the organization comes out, early retirement is when they come out, when these employees come out, when these people, when the recruitment takes place, the employees should be informed that they might be their use might be for some time only. That is, the best example we can say on contract basis. or 6 months duration or 1 year duration, or if they are being given time, and if they are with the company for say 5 years or 10 years, then they might get some benefits from the organization. Now, with this, what happens? The employees who are working in the organization also will feel satisfied, and with the mindset that okay, fine, no problem. Tomorrow, if the organization, if it lays off us also, we will have some benefits, and we can go out of this organization with some benefits. So this might be helpful for the organization to go for laying off or restructuring of the organization whenever it needs to restructure it. So this can be a better and more sorted out strategy, we can say, when the organization goes for right sizing. So this is all about right sizing or downsizing. Then we will move on to the next topic, that is outsourcing. Now, what do we understand by the term outsourcing? Outsourcing it is an organizational practice in which services or job functions are formed or framed out to a third party. Nowadays, we are seeing more of outsourcing. Outsourcing, that is, if a company is unable to work, or if it is unable to complete that task. I'll give you a better example. Now I'll give you a very, very better example of this outsourcing process. That is, now we have Me Seva centers. Everywhere, in every area, we come across these Me Seva centers. Previously, what used to be the system? If we want to get a birth certificate, we had to go to the municipal office. And if we want to get if we want to pay the current bills, we had to go to the current bill of office and pay the current bill there. Then we had to go to the water bill department and water department, sewage department, and we had to pay the water bill. Like that, to all the departments. If we want a caste certificate, then we had to go to the mandal office. All these, that is, these all, whatever necessary things, whatever documents, if we want to get or pay the bills, we a consumer, or we can say citizen, has to go to different departments for getting these documents done or to pay these bills. But what happened when what is the function of this Me Seva? That is, all the things can be done under one roof. That is, this is an outsourcing of the government. The government has outsourced this, that all the departments work which is related to the citizen, that it can be the birth certificates, the death certificates, paying of bills, collecting of the caste certificates, enrolling Aadhaar card, or whatever issues, ration cards, or anything can be done in this office, Me Seva office. Then they distribute based on the queries, based on the information given by that citizen. They distribute that information to the concerned department, whereby giving a scope for more transparency and more accountability. With that, what happened? The workload on these departments has come down, and moreover, this establishment of these Me Sevas has given more scope for employment. More employment opportunities have come up, They have given more scope for better opportunities, and they have come up with these employable opportunities as well. So this outsourcing is a very, very in a good initiative which has come up, which is giving more employable opportunities, as well as it is giving less workload to the departments. As we all know, that every department in the government is loaded with work, and it is not only the government departments, the private companies also. Now we have these multinational companies. These multinational companies or these. Now, for example, the Google, Microsoft, all these huge companies, they also outsource their work. That is, they give their projects to small companies to complete the work in a shorter period of time, because they have more work to do, so they outsource the work to finish the work in lesser period of time. So what is outsourcing? What the assigning the work to the third party, making that third party work for the organization. That is termed as outsourcing. Then, what are the benefits of outsourcing? Benefits of outsourcing is lower cost. It will have lower cost. Why? Because for a minimum salary only, many people come out and work for the organization. With this, they are then because if usage of more technology, and if the person who has more expertise, if that person has to be taken into the organization, then he has to be paid more, because he is an experienced person. He will come out with more and more expertise, so and he'll take more time to deliver the goods. So this will this the most important benefit of this outsourcing is it is of lower cost. Then we have the second one, it increases efficiency as well. Increasing efficiency, because more people will be working, and there will be more transparency, and the efficiency also increases. So that can be another benefit of this outsourcing. Then what are the, as I told you, what are the Google or the Me Seva? These are the most important sorted out services which come across this outsourcing method. So this is all about the outsourcing. Then we have the next one, consultancies. Now, what do we understand? What do we understand by consultancies? Consultancies are the agencies external to an organization that provide their expert services for a payment. Now, we have, I'll give you, we will take up a number of examples I can give you. That is, the most sorted one is chartered accounts. That is, a chartered accountant is there. That CA we call them as. They give many financial advices to the companies and to individuals as well, whereby giving them a better scope how to invest their savings, or manage their savings, or how to file their income taxes, how to get more income tax benefits, how to plan their finances, how to plan their retirement benefits, all this. That is, this consultancies help a chartered accountant or a financial advisor will help it the a person to have to address all his problems of finances. Or this is about a financial advisor. We can take another the trending examples we can take the presently is the consultancies, the foreign consultancies, abroad consultancies, because nowadays we come across n number of students going abroad for education, for work purposes, settling, all these. So each person might not have better knowledge about that country's prospects. So what they do, they approach these consultancies. These consultancies, they charge some nominal fees, and they take that fees and give them the better advice about that particular country where they wanted to go for. And they give them the legal advisors, they give them the work advisors, they give them the study advisors, to which courses they can move to, which courses they can apply, the visa related issues, the visa related problems, everything. Everything can be addressed at this point of time. So these consultancies, where we can say that these consultancies help in and moreover, we can say that these consultancies have tie-ups with the other consultancies, other country consultancies, whereby bringing a bridge, or making a bridge between these two countries, to have better opportunities, or to help the students. Because once the students who go for on the study permits or on the study visas, they might be in a dilemma: where to visit, how to visit, whom to address, whom to where to after moving down to that country, where to stay, all these, there might be n number of issues coming up. So these consultancies help the students or the people who travel for the immigration purposes, all these, they help them to address these problems. So consultancies play a very, very important role. That is, I can say that these are the guidebook, or these, they act as the guide, or they are tour guides, we can say, or they can be a guide to when the person travels. Now, for example, we when a person goes to a different place on a tour, on a spiritual tour, or on a vacation, then we come across some people, the guides, whereby they try to make us comfortable with that area, and they also guide the people who are on that place, or who are visiting that place, make them comfortable that there is nothing to worry about, and we are there for your help. So this is all, that is, consultancies help in a very, very positive manner, and with we can say that with the nominal fees, or with the nominal payments, these consultancies help the employees or the students, or as well as the financial advisors, who give better financial advice to the citizens to for the investment plans. So this is all about consultancy. Then we will move on to the last topic in our class, that is interpersonal skills. Now, what do we understand by the term interpersonal skills? Interpersonal skills refers to employees' ability employees' ability to work well with others in order to perform their jobs well. That is, I can say that employees' ability to perform with one and another to achieve the target. Now, if the organization now I can give you a better example of a project. Now, if a company gives a project, an assignment to 5 people in that organization. Now, that 5 people have come together. The 5 people come together and should work to achieve that project, or to finish that project in the stipulated time. Now, with this, it can all these 5 people work on the same parameters? No. That is, when they get the project head will divide the work to all the five of them based on their knowledge, based on their skill, and based on their expertise. That is, a person might be good at communication, B person might be good at collecting the data, C person might be good at analyzing the data. Like that, each one of them might have each skill. So, when everybody comes together and puts their skill on the table and exchange of skills takes place to achieve that target in a well balanced manner, that is known as interpersonal skill. That can be termed as interpersonal skill. So, what is interpersonal skill? It is interpersonal skill refers to the employee's ability to work well with others in order to perform their jobs well. That is compatibility, or the we can say each one syncing together, or I can give you one word up for this interpersonal skills, that is teamwork. If the organization is having teamwork, that is understanding each other's problems, understanding each other's flaws, understanding each other's knowledge, skill, and understanding each other's expertise, then ultimately the team will exercise, or the team will work in a very, very positive manner. Otherwise, what will happen? There will be scope for misunderstandings when there is, because, and there will be ego, there will be no positive effect, and more of negativity prevails because there is no leadership qualities experienced, and everybody will feel that I am the boss of my work. Why should I share my work with the other person? I have collected the data. I should get more acknowledgement. I should be given more preference. I have been in this organization for more period of time, so I should be given more importance. If this all prevails, if this all prevails, then there will be no scope for teamwork. And above all this, there should be no prejudice, there should be no favoritism, and there should be no, we can say that, favoritism or partiality. If these prevail, then there is no scope for teamwork. Then ultimately, the work assigned to them might be showing lapses. It might not work in a better manner. So it is very, very important for the organization to keep in mind that when they are assigning work to the employees, when they are giving work to the employees, they have to be assured that these employees will work in a teamwork. That is very, very important aspect when they go for this interpersonal skills. And above all this, the management also should choose the team which have the ability or the knowledge to understand each other's flaws, because understanding each other's flaws, understanding the nature of the people, when to step down, one step down, and when to move forward with one step, these all will help the organization and the team to achieve the result in a very shorter period of time. So this will help the organization. So the importance of this interpersonal skills is to have a team, to have a teamwork. Then the second importance of this, why the organization has to go for this interpersonal skills is verbal and communication skills. Verbal and communication skills. That is, there should be a verbal communication. That is, if whatever is being done, whatever the work is being done, everybody should share the information. Everybody should share the information. They should not keep it for themselves. They should, whatever information they get, they have to share with the others. So by giving more and scope for transparency. And if in the team, if anybody does not understand anything, they should be free to raise the question and get the information. And because this is a vice versa process, this is a vice versa process. Why? Because the if the person who collected the data, and if he does not give the whole data, and if he keeps some data with himself only, then the person who is analyzing the data, he might be having some problem in analyzing. And if he comes out with some queries that, however, if he says that I need some more data, then the data collection person should not feel low, and he should not raise questions that he is questioning my work. So these are the small things which had to be kept in mind when the organization goes for this interpersonal skills. So these are all, I can say that these are all the issues. These are all the issues of the development aspect in the organization. When the organization tries to go for better results, these are all the small issues which come up in the organization, and these issues have to be addressed in a very pleasant manner, whereby giving no scope for and better misunderstandings, and which will create these misunderstandings might create many hindrances in the future, and this might create more of negative publicity for the organization also. So we can say that this might be a very, very we can yeah, important aspect, whereby the organization should keep in mind the when it is selecting, when it is going for recruitment, when it is going for selection, or when it is going for rewarding the employees, or when it is going for promotions and transfers. So we can say that it is the duty and responsibility of the top management to keep in mind that to when it is selecting the people, or when it is selecting the employees, or when it is selecting the right persons. So if we want to just say, or if we want to just conclude, we can just say that right person, right job, right place, right time, and right organization. All rights. If a person is placed in the right time, in the right organization, and the right work is being assigned, then automatically the work done will have a better impact, and which will give better results for the organization. So this can be a very, very motivating factor in the concept of this human resource management. So this is all about the human resource management. In today's class, we have discussed about total quality and productivity management. Then we discussed about the redressal of employee grievances. Then we have discussed about right sizing, outsourcing, and consultancies. And to ending, we have also discussed about the interpersonal skills of the employees working in the organizations. So this is all about today's class, and this is the last class of our core topic of semester 5 in BA, semester 5, the core topic, that is human resource management. So this is about today's class. Hope you have understood the classes very well. Thank you.